YouTube, we're back, video 4, down in the Man Point Farmers Market to start this video. Do you know, I love the farmers market, like, do you know what I mean? It's just such a nice thing to do on a Thursday. There's farmers markets around all the time, but the Thursday one at Man Point is really good. I have a few buddies that have stalls here and stuff as well, so I like popping down. My plan for today is I'm going to try find things in the market here now to come up with a recipe from when I go home, and I'm also going to munch a little bit too, and I've got a Q&A for you. So we're going to stroll in there now, check it out. So today you can only guess my first stop, obviously going to be caffeine first. I need my fix before I do anything, as you know. So quick flat white and we're good to go.
The grills in my mouth double as a freeze. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze. The grills in my mouth double as a
Right, so coffee sorted, happy days, great start as always. Now we're going to try and find some food first before I plan a recipe. So I don't really know what I'm going to get, to be honest. I have a few different things in my head. I might get all of them, we'll see how it goes. We're going to pop around there now, find some munch to eat, and then I'll plan a recipe after that. So, food picked. We're going to start off with a pulled pork bat. Breakfast bat, pulled pork bat. Don't know already what I'm going to get yet. But this place is really mint. They use all organic, free range stuff as well, so it's really good. I got it last week down here as well. It's mint. Munch number 1. We got munch number 1, sausage and bacon bat. Good. Breakfast bat done. To be honest now, that didn't fill a gap in my tooth, so I'm going to have to go get something else. I have no idea what I'm going to get yet, but we'll stroll around. Tacos? Maybe tacos.
in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double.
Tacos down, that's 2 munches done. I think I have room for one more, definitely. Apologies Gary, I'm not saying I'm plan today, but it's for YouTube, like, so you have to forgive me. So breakfast wrap done, steak tacos done. What am I going to go for third? We're going to stroll around. Right, so meal number 3 picked in the last half an hour. So I'm going to go for some pasta. Marco here is a buddy I used to work with. Here, and his pasta is really good, so I'm going to try that out. I'll probably be going to have to sleep after the third ones, but we got this, you know what I mean? Really good fresh pasta, Italian ingredients, my favourite. Ciao! Hola! How are you, Robert? How are we? Good man, yourself? Very good. What's the car? Porta Madonna.
Yeah.
But we get something, like, you know what I mean?
Censor that, yeah, on YouTube, censor that, the Porta Madonna.
Oh, yes, definitely, yeah. You know me too well, bro.
No.
Ciao bello.
my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth.
Right, so like if you're looking for fresh pasta in Cork, there's not much places doing it at all. Like, but Marco and Semolina Pasta down in the Manboyne Farmers Market. He's also in Ballincollig as well. And get down and try it out. It's the best carbonara you'll try. After mine, obviously, like, but like it's good. It's good. Right, so recipe planned. I'm going to do a spiced sweet potato soup. It's going to be a vegan soup as well. Really, really simple. I do all my soups in the oven just so you can get the most out of the vegetables and stuff. So you'll just see me literally recipe when I go home. So like sweet potato, chili, ginger, onions, that kind of stuff. And I'll show you the recipe when I get home. Spicy.
Check. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a.
So vegetables got from the market for my spicy potato soup when I go home. I must pit stop and get coconut milk next, and we're gonna go straight home and cook. What's happening? Back in the kitchen. Happy days. Market was mint this morning. I love going down there on a Thursday morning. It's kind of in my routine now, like just to go down there, clear the head, go down, look at some food, eat some food, drink some nice coffee, and I got some inspiration for a recipe. Today's recipe is going to be so simple. I'm going to do a spiced sweet potato soup, right? So like this is also a vegan recipe because I'm going to tin it down, or tin. Liquid is going to be coconut milk added to it. Big words, not so big, but we got this. So it's going to be coconut milk to it. So it's like sweet potato, onion, carrots, chilies, turmeric, ginger, garlic, and then a whole lot of love too, like. So I'm just gonna get straight to it there now. Literally all you really need is sweet potatoes, as I said, onions, spicy of course. So this is some fresh turmeric here. I know it looks a bit weird and stuff, but that's a little bit of fresh turmeric, and this is a bit of fresh ginger, some garlic, some carrots, some coriander, and some cocoa milk, and that's it literally. So what I'm going to do is I just quickly chopped all these there. It doesn't matter how you chop them or whatever. So like, you know, sweet potato take longer to cook than onion obviously, so I've cut them smaller and stuff. So with any soups I make, right, I take out the process of putting everything in a pot, waiting for it to boil and stuff. It just takes too long, and I find by roasting vegetables you add more flavour to it. So what I do with all my soups I make, I roast off all the vegetables first. So what I've got is 2 sweet potato here, I've got 1 carrot, I've got 1 white onion, I've got a bit of fresh turmeric. You can also use the ground one if you haven't got fresh, but there was some nice one in the market this morning. 2 cloves of garlic, a half a red chilli, and like a thumb-sized piece of ginger, all cut. All I'm going to do now is get an oven tray lined with parchment, and I'm going to just pour it all on. Skills, didn't knock any. So all that's on now, right? So this is my soup base. I'm going to season it with cumin, right? So a good bit of cumin, because again it's a spiced sweet potato. So a good bit of cumin, and like all this stuff cost me less than a £5 today in the market. So it cost me less than a £5, and you get like 3 or 4 bowls of soup out of it. Again, you can add more sweet potato, add more stuffing to it, and you'd get more. As well, I'm just going in here with some smoked paprika, and I'm just going to drizzle some oil over it. Alright? And basically I'm going to roast all that off in the oven until they're soft. How you can tell they're soft? Stick a knife through the sweet potato, pick it up in your hand, squeeze it. Once it's soft, you're good to go. So I have my oven preheated to 180. I'm going to throw that in for about 25 minutes. Get some nice colours and stuff on it, and then I'll come back to you once this is out of the oven and show you how to finish it. So while that soup's in the oven, I said I'd get going with the Q&A. Thank you for everyone that dropped questions in the box on Instagram the other day. I'm going to start with a nice old easy question. First question up is, how long have I been a chef? I got my first job as a chef when I was 17. So like,
boom.
Quick maths.
2 + 2 is 4. -1, that's 3. Quick maths.
7 years maybe? 8 years? 7, 6? Around it anyway. A good couple of years I've been a chef. But ever before I started working in the kitchens, I was always interested in food. Like from like a really young age, I started cooking. So I've been a chef about 7 years, we'll call it. Question number 2. The most asked question in my questions box again this week. Am I single? Of course I fucking am. I just here making soup all day, like, do you know what I mean? So question 3. When did you know you were at a turning point, as in you knew you needed to get your shit together? To be honest, like, I actually should have gotten my shit together a lot quicker and a lot earlier than I actually did. You know, it took me to get to a very, very, very dark place before I realised that I actually had a problem and I needed help. And I suppose that turning point was, it was after my last suicide attempt. Like, I tried to overdose. You know, I tried to overdose, and you know, I didn't ring anyone, I didn't text anybody, I didn't leave a note or anything, like, do you know what I mean? I thought that was the only way I was going to get out of my head and out of the thoughts in my head and get away from how I actually felt about myself, was to take my own life. And you know, I was in intensive care in the hospital for a while after that, like, and it was, I suppose that was kind of the first time in a good few years that, you know, I had no drugs in my system, like, or no drink in my system, like, so the first time having a few days free from drinking drugs for a long time. And I, like, you know, I did a lot of thinking up there in that hospital bed, like, you know what I mean? And then I was just like, I can't continue to live my life like this, like, I can't, like, I cannot continue an ongoing cycle of suicide attempt to suicide attempt to hospitalisation to getting in trouble, to fucking people over, to destroying people closest to me, like. So it was in that hospital bed, like, in intensive care that day, where I made the most important decision of my life. And it was to go to rehab, like, treatment. And you know, I haven't looked back once since. I haven't. Yeah, like, you know, I don't think I'd be where I am today, and I don't think I'd be able to do what I'm doing today if I didn't go through all that stuff. And I didn't hit rock bottom, and I didn't have to go through all that stuff, because all that stuff and all that shit I went through and all the situations I got myself, I've learned from every single one of them, like, and it's made me the man I am today, like. Well, we just got deep there quick, didn't we? So next question, did you ever have anxiety when you were at your lowest? If so, how did you deal with it? You know, when I was at my lowest, I was riddled with anxiety. I was riddled with depression, I was riddled with guilt and shame, and I hated myself, like, and I suppose when I was at my lowest, I didn't really deal with my anxiety at all, like, you know. How I dealt with my mental health anxiety, everything was suppressing it with more drink and more drugs. I just constantly suppressed it, like, I constantly trying to suppress how I felt about myself, and I suppressed the thoughts that were going on in my head. So I suppose at the time when I was at my lowest, I struggled to deal with my anxiety and stuff, like, and struggled to deal with my mental health. But, like, still to this day today, like, I struggle with my anxiety and I struggle with my mental health on a daily, like, you know. I might put up all laughing and joking and put up pictures all the time and smiling and all that kind of stuff, like, but you know, that's just on Instagram, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I do that and inside I'm crushed, like, but I've learned ways of dealing with my mental health, and I've learned ways of dealing with my anxiety from what I've went through and all that kind of stuff. And for me right now, what helps me when I'm in them situations and what helps me when I'm down like that is by speaking about how I'm feeling, like, you know what I mean? Leaving the guard down, like, getting rid of the mask and actually telling someone that you're not feeling well, like, and that you're struggling with your head and stuff, like, and, like, it's crazy the power of speaking to someone, like, what it does for your head, like, you know. Literally, it saved my life is by speaking about it, like. So, like, if there is anyone watching this and is the guy that did drop in that message, like, does have a thing, like, text someone, like, do you know what I mean? If you can't text someone, text me and I'll chat to you, like, do you know what I mean? Like, the way we're going to have to deal with mental health, like, and the way we're going to have to get rid of the stigma around mental health is by speaking about it. And that's why I try my best to speak as much as possible about my experience through my mental health journey, and that's why I continue to speak today, like. But I still struggle with my mental health, like, everyone has mental health, you know what I mean? So you just can never forget that. So another question, tips on building confidence for a YouTube channel. You know, I suppose, like, tips on building confidence in general, like, it doesn't really have to relate to a YouTube channel, but just tips on building up confidence. I suppose when I say tips, like, it's what helped me. You know what I mean? I just stopped caring what people think, like, do you know what I mean? I honestly just stopped caring what people think of me, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like when you get to that position of, like, not caring what others think of you, and you do what makes you happy and you do what's right for you, it's like a little switch goes off in your head, and you honestly just, it's not even confidence anymore, it's just everyday life, you know what I mean? I suppose ways of practicing and kind of stuff like that is, like, start to do what you like to do, and start, like, what you're trying to build confidence around, start doing it in front of a few of your friends and stuff, like, do you know what I mean, and see their reaction and stuff, and then build your way up to doing it, and then build your way up to doing it on a YouTube channel, like, But at the end of the day, like, no one's going to say nothing to you if you do want to do a YouTube channel, or if you do whatever you want to do, just do it, like, you know what I mean? There's no point not doing something that you want to do due to what people are going to say, or not having confidence in this kind of stuff, because, like, you know, I read something recently enough, like, yeah, I can read, but I read something recently enough, like, and it was like 20 minutes of doing something to get to your goal is better than 20 years of thinking about it. So just get it done, like, do you know what I mean? Start, and like, as you go on, no matter what it is in life, what you do, like, you start somewhere and you learn and you grow every single time you do it after that. So the more you do something, the better you're going to get it. It doesn't matter if it's throwing a stone off a wall, or it doesn't matter if it's a YouTube channel. The more you do it, the better you're going to get, like. So next question, how do you afford things like your apartment while setting up your meal business? That's actually a good enough question, to be honest. It's a very good question, because, like, you know, like, when I started off the meal prep company first, like, you know, I had a full-time job, like, so I was working 40 hours for the lads in Joes and Bros, like, I was working in Joes and Bros, and then I was doing my meal prep company at night, like, you know, and for like a good couple of months, like all I did was work, like, you know what I mean? I'd get up at 6, I'd get my day sorted, I'd go into work, I'd work my full shift, and then I'd come home, have food, and I'd go back into work then in the evening and do my own thing, you know. I find, like, if you want to do something for yourself, like, you have to put in the hours, like, do you know what I mean? You have to take the sacrifice of missing out, meeting up with your friends and stuff, and missing out on fucking social life, all this kind of stuff, and you just have to go work towards your goal, like. And I suppose by doing that, I had the ability to save and stuff, because firstly, I was working so much I didn't really have time to spend money, and secondly, that I was working towards a goal, like, so I constantly saved and constantly saved and constantly saved, and like, the first 4 months I was living in my apartment, like, all I did was slept there, like I literally used to get up in the morning at 6 and I'd be gone, and I'd come home at 2 o'clock at night, and that was most days of the week, like, you know. I didn't have a day off. I worked 7 days a week, like, constantly grinding, constantly working towards that goal, like. And like, now I have the ability to fully work for myself, and I have my apartment and I have my car and this kind of stuff, and I suppose it's just due to money management and saving, like, do you know what I mean, like, and not spending money on drinking stuff, so like that kind of helps too, like. But yeah, like, do you know what I mean? Like, a good way to think and do it, like, is like, put away money every single week, like, you know what I mean? So put away a small amount of money. It doesn't matter how much it is, right? But put away something every week. Like, say if you put away 20 euro a week, I'm gonna have to do a calculator for this now, because obviously Mikey and maths isn't good. So like, if you put away 20 euro a week, which is not realistic to anyone, 20 euro a week times 52, you have €1,000 at the end of the year, like, you know what I mean? And that's only by putting away 20 quid, like, that's a takeaway a week, like, you have €1,000 at the end of the year. Imagine doing that for a couple of years, and then as you grow and as you get older, you can put away more money at a time, and it's just constantly saving and constantly building up money for, you can do things you want to do then, like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes much sense, but I tried my best to explain things, like, is that good or no? Yeah. Next question, do you miss drinking and taking drugs? To be honest, I don't, like, you know, for a while, like, when I got out of rehab and treatment first and stuff, I did, like, you know what I mean, I had a fear of missing out, like, you know, I couldn't be around any of my friends, I couldn't be around anyone drinking, or I couldn't be around anything, like, because, like, I was still crippled inside, like, do you know what I mean, I was, like, and I was ashamed of who I was, like, do you know what I mean, being 22, being a drug addict, like, do you know what I mean, I was ashamed of it, like, do you know what I mean, so I didn't really see much or drink or anything for the first couple of years and stuff, because I, like, just separated myself completely from people, places and things that would be around it and stuff, like, because I just didn't have the confidence in myself to be around it, because, like, I didn't want to give myself the chance to go back, like, do you know what I mean, I didn't, like, and I suppose now, like, I can freely go out, like when the nightclubs used to be open and stuff, when the pubs used to go open, like, now, like, I'm at a stage where I can go out, I'll drive in, right, I'll always drive in late, I'll drive in, I'll go in, I'll have a laugh, I'll drink my water or my Diet Coke, I'll have a laugh, I'll dance around the place, sure, no one remembers what I do, because they're all drunk and I'm blood sober, like, and then, like, I just sneak off before the end, like, so I can just drive home before dropping everyone else home, like, so it's handy, do you know what I mean? So, like, I think once you realise that you don't need drinking drugs to enjoy yourself, and you don't need drinking drugs to have fun, that was the changing point in my not missing drinking drugs. And I suppose it's not in my goals right now, like, do you know what I mean, like, it's not, like, do you know what I mean, like, as in my mindset has completely changed towards, like, business and self-care and looking after myself and self-growth, like, that I, honest to God, have no interest in being hungover ever again, and I won't be. Facts. So next step of the soup is being in the oven for like 25 minutes now. So, like, look, It's nice and coloured, it's soft enough that I can squeeze it in my hand, all the vegetables are soft and all that kind of jazz, so we're good. So next step is basically just to transfer this into a pot, right? I'm going to try to do this nicely here now. Bring my hammer to the mountain, bring the pot to me, like, you know what I mean? So, right, straight up, straight in, smooth, off. So, vegetables are in the pot. I just turn the hob on there. Next in, tin of coconut milk. Supposed to be a tin of coconut milk. Ah, there we go. I'm really not good at doing this for YouTube video and thing, am I? So, coconut milk in, right? I'm just going to melt coconut milk because it's kind of a thicker consistency. Next, some Maldron sea salt. A little bit of cracked black. Right, so we're just gonna make sure all the coconut milk is melted, right? And now we're basically ready to blitz. So like, this is a really simple soup. Soup going. So, soup is done. Literally, all I done was added coconut milk, a small bit of water, salt and pepper and blitzed it, right? I got a soup bowl, I got an old ladle, and I got my soup. So the colours of this and how simple it is. And another great thing where I love making soup and just leaving it in the fridge, you're getting loads of vegetables into you without even realising you're eating vegetables, you know what I mean? And again, like, if you just wanted to do veg soup, you can just add more vegetables and stuff to it. You can make whatever soup you want. Like, if you are looking for any other soup recipes, just drop me a DM and I'll send one straight over to you. So, I like my soup kind of thick, like I don't really like it too thin, because like you want to be a bit of biting it, like not biting it, but like a bit of girth to the soup, like, you know what I mean? So we get it done. So I just fill the bowl with soup, right? And all I'm going to do for garnish is, do you know what? Salt. Bit of paprika. Sweet potato soup in 25 minutes at home with fresh organic vegetables from the farmer's market. So that's my really super simple today, Junior. I am bad at my words, like, but I try my best. It's the thought that counts. But honestly, I really appreciate the support on the videos. If you could like, subscribe, comment, and drop a comment and let me know what you want to see in the next video. Recipe, not recipe, whatever, you know what I mean? Really appreciate it. Peace.